My phone buzzed at 3:17 a.m. with a notification I'd never seen before. Shadow view alert. Subject has entered master bedroom. Heart rate elevated. I stared at the screen, my fingers trembling as I swiped to unlock it. More notifications flooded in, each one more invasive than the last. I'm Gabriella, and until tonight, I thought I knew what fear felt like. The space beside me in bed was empty, sheets cold. Michael's absence felt different this time, heavier somehow. The notification log showed my movements from the entire day. Every classroom I'd taught in, my lunch break in the teacher's lounge, even my stop at the grocery store. Each entry included precise timestamps, location coordinates, and bizarrely detailed physiological data. "What the hell is this?" I whispered, scrolling through hundreds of entries. My heart pounded against my ribs as I noticed Michael's name listed as the primary account holder. Footsteps creaked on the stairs. I quickly locked my phone and slid it under my pillow, forcing my breathing to steady. The bedroom door opened, and Michael's silhouette appeared. "You're up late," he said, his voice carrying that practiced casualness I'd started noticing lately. "Couldn't sleep." I watched him move through the darkness, noting how he checked his own phone before setting it face down on the nightstand. "Everything okay at work?" "Just the usual crisis." He slipped under the covers, keeping to his side. The Singapore team needed emergency consultation. I felt the lie settle between us like a physical thing. The notification log had shown his location as Riverside Park just 20 minutes ago. "Singapore," I repeated. "Must be exhausting, all these late nights. Someone has to do it." He turned away from me. "Try to get some sleep, Gabs. You have early classes tomorrow." My phone vibrated again under my pillow. I waited until Michael's breathing deepened before checking it. Shadow view alert. Subject's voice patterns indicate deception during recent conversation. My throat tightened. I opened my laptop as quietly as possible, searching for information about Shadow View. Nothing came up, no company website, no app store listing, no user forums. It was as if the software didn't exist. I texted Megan, my best friend since college and an IT security specialist. "Need your help, emergency, call me before work." The response came immediately. "You're scaring me, G. Give me 5. I slipped out of bed and locked myself in the ensuite bathroom, turning on the shower to mask my voice. When Megan called, I described the notifications, the tracking, Michael's lies. "Jesus Christ," she breathed. "This is serious spyware, Gab. Military-grade stuff. You can't let on that you know about it." "What do I do?" "Don't touch anything yet. I need to see what we're dealing with. Can you meet me at lunch?" "Yeah, The bathroom door handle jiggled. "Gabs?" Michael's voice. "Everything okay?" "Fine," I called back, my voice steadier than I felt. "Just needed a shower. Couldn't sleep." At 3 in the morning, I ended the call, flushing the toilet and running the tap. When I opened the door, Michael stood there, backlit by the bedroom lamp. For a moment, I saw something unfamiliar cross his face. Calculation, maybe. Or concern. "You've been acting strange lately," he said softly. I forced a smile. Says the man who's been in Riverside Park instead of on calls with Singapore. His expression didn't change, but his eyes hardened. We stood there, measuring each other in the half-light, 16 years of marriage suddenly feeling like a house of cards. "I think we need to talk," he said finally. My phone buzzed again in my hand. I glanced down before I could stop myself. Shadow view alert. Secondary subject has accessed primary monitoring interface, initiating countermeasures. The screen went black. When I looked up, Michael was watching me with an expression I'd never seen before, and never want to see again. The next morning's breakfast felt like a minefield. Emily sat hunched over her cereal, scrolling through her phone while Michael typed furiously on his laptop. Neither of them noticed how my hands shook as I poured coffee. "Dad, can you sign my permission slip for the coding camp?" Emily's voice carried an edge I'd never heard before. "It's due today." Michael barely glanced up. Just leave it on my desk. I'll look at it later. You said that 3 days ago. Emily's fingers tightened around her spoon. The deadline's today. I said I'll handle it. His tone made both Emily and me flinch. I watched our daughter's face close off, that familiar teenage mask sliding into place. But there was something else there, a flicker of knowledge, maybe fear. She caught me watching and quickly looked away. I'll sign it, I said, reaching for the paper. Michael's head snapped up. I've got it, Gabriella. The way he said my name, like a warning, made my skin crawl. I remembered last night's confrontation, how he'd watched me with those cold eyes before retreating to his home office without another word. My phone buzzed. Another shadow view notification. Subject's cortisol levels, indicating heightened stress. Recommend monitoring for unstable behavior. Emily stood abruptly. I'm going to be late. I'll drive you, I said, grabbing my keys before Michael could object. In the car, Emily stayed silent until we were 3 blocks away. Then, Mom, something's wrong with my phone. My grip tightened on the steering wheel. What do you mean? It's doing weird things. Like, it knows stuff it shouldn't know. She pulled out her device, showing me a screen full of notifications. See? It's tracking my sleep patterns, my conversations, even my mood based on my typing speed. Dad says it's just a new security feature from his company, but I pulled into an empty parking lot, killing the engine. Emily, when did this start? A few weeks ago, after I overheard. She stopped, chewing her lip. Overheard what? Dad on the phone with someone named Olivia. They were talking about implementation phases and test subjects. Mom, he sounded different, not like himself. The name hit me like a physical blow. Olivia. I'd seen it in Michael's emails before, always dismissed as just another colleague. There's something else, Emily continued, her voice dropping. Last night I tried to hack into the app's code, just to see what it was doing. But as soon as I started, my laptop crashed. When it rebooted, all my files were encrypted. And there was a message. First warning. My phone buzzed again. Warning. Subjects discussing restricted information. Initiating Protocol 7A. Emily's phone chimed simultaneously. Her face went pale. Mom. I looked at her screen. A single message displayed. Your father knows best. Trust the process. We need to get to school, I said, starting the car. Act normal. Don't let him know we talked about this. But Mom, trust me, Emily, I'm going to fix this. At the school entrance, she hesitated before getting out. Be careful, Mom. I think he's watching all of us. I waited until she disappeared inside before calling Megan. Change of plans, meet me now, and leave your phone behind. Already on my way, she replied. Gabriella, I did some digging last night. This goes way deeper than spyware. Your husband's company. They're not just tracking people. They're controlling them. What do you mean? The app doesn't just monitor. It manipulates, changes text messages, alters photos, creates false records. It's like a digital puppet master, and Michael's one of the puppeteers. My phone lit up with a new notification. Warning, unauthorized contact detected, implementing corrective measures. The car's engine suddenly died. The doors locked themselves. And on my screen, a new message appeared. Time to come home, Gabriella. We need to talk about your behavior. I abandoned my car in the school parking lot and took Megan's advice. Ditched my phone, borrowed cash from the school secretary, and caught a bus downtown. The encrypted audio files I'd discovered on my phone that morning burned in my mind. I'd only managed to decrypt one before everything went dark. Michael's voice, intimate and warm, speaking to someone named Olivia about Phase 2 of the implementation. The coffee shop where I met Megan was crowded enough to hide us, but quiet enough to talk. She slid a burner phone across the table. They can't track this one, she said, then pushed a laptop toward me. Watch this. Security footage played on screen. Michael entering a high-rise building downtown at midnight, followed by a tall woman in a red dress. The timestamp showed last Thursday when he'd claimed to be in Chicago. That's Olivia Chen, Megan said. Senior VP of Neural Technologies at Michael's company. They've been working on something called Project Shadow for the past year. Neural Technologies? My coffee went cold in my hands. What exactly does she do? Official answer: brain-computer interfaces for medical applications. Unofficial? Megan lowered her voice. They're developing ways to manipulate digital reality, change what people see, hear, even remember. A waiter approached. We fell silent until he passed. The spyware on your phone, that's just the surface, Megan continued. They're testing something bigger, something that can alter. The cafe's TV suddenly switched from sports to security footage of me and Megan sitting right there. Text scrolled across the bottom. Subject located, intervention team en route. We need to move. Megan grabbed her laptop. Now. We hurried toward the back exit, but a familiar voice stopped me cold. Leaving so soon? Olivia Chen stood blocking our path, elegant in a tailored suit, her smile sharp as broken glass. Michael appeared beside her, his hand resting possessively on her lower back. Gabriella, he said, you're making this much harder than it needs to be. Am I? My voice shook with rage. Like how you made our marriage harder by sleeping with her. This isn't about us. Olivia stepped forward. It's about something much bigger. We're reshaping reality itself, making a better world. By spying on your own daughter, the words tasted like acid. By manipulating people's lives. By controlling the chaos, Michael countered. Think about it, Gabs. No more lies, no more uncertainty. Complete digital oversight of every interaction, every relationship. Pure truth. That's not truth, Megan spat. That's tyranny. Olivia's smile widened. Speaking of truth, Gabriella, did you know your friend here has been feeding information about you to us for months? My head snapped toward Megan. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I had to, she whispered. They have my sister. The betrayal hit like a physical blow. While I reeled, Michael moved closer, his voice softening to that familiar tone that used to mean safety. Come home, he said. Help us perfect this. Think of the good we could do. No more deception, no more betrayal. Everyone connected, everyone accountable. Everyone controlled, I corrected. Like you're controlling Emily? Something flickered in his eyes. Doubt, maybe guilt. Olivia noticed too. Her hand tightened on his arm. Emily's young, she said smoothly. She needs guidance, structure, just like you do. My phone, the one I'd supposedly abandoned, suddenly appeared in her hand, screen glowing. Audio played, my voice, twisted and wrong, confessing to crimes I'd never committed. Digital reality is whatever we say it is, Olivia explained. Remember that when you're deciding whose side you're on. I looked at Michael, searching for any trace of the man I'd married. What happened to you? I evolved, he said. The question is, will you? The cafe's lights flickered. Every screen, phones, laptops, the TV, displayed the same message. Choose now. I thought of Emily, of her encrypted files and frightened eyes, of 16 years of marriage unraveling into something monstrous, of truth warping like a reflection in broken mirror. I made my choice. Go to hell, I said, and threw my scalding coffee in Olivia's face. The chaos that followed gave me just enough time to run, leaving everything behind except one certainty. This wasn't about saving my marriage anymore. It was about saving my daughter from whatever dystopia they were building. One manipulated truth at a time. The motel room smelled like old cigarettes and desperation. I'd been here 3 days, paying cash, using the name Anna Walsh. The burner phone Megan gave me, before her betrayal, sat silent on the nightstand, my only connection to the world I'd left behind. A knock at the door made me freeze. 3 quick taps, pause, 2 more. Our signal. Emily slipped inside, backpack clutched to her chest. Dad's going crazy looking for you. He's got the police saying you're mentally unstable, that you attacked Olivia and kidnapped me last week. But you've been at school, I said, checking the parking lot through a gap in the curtains. Exactly. The security footage showing me there. It's gone. replaced with video of you dragging me into a car. She pulled out her laptop. Look. The news website showed grainy footage of me forcing a struggling Emily into a sedan. It looked real. It looked damning. They're rewriting history, Emily whispered. And it's not just this. My friends are getting texts from my number saying scary things. Teachers are receiving emails in your name, threatening them. My hands clenched. What about the coding camp files, the ones you encrypted? Gone. But... She hesitated, then pulled something from her backpack, a small silver USB drive. I found this in Dad's office. It's got financial records, emails between him and Olivia, going back 3 years. Mom, they're not just manipulating social media and security cameras. They're changing bank statements, medical records, court documents. A new knock at the door, different pattern. Emily's eyes widened in fear. Gabriella? A man's voice, unfamiliar. I'm Alex. Megan sent me before. Everything. We need to talk. I grabbed Emily's hand, moving toward the bathroom's window, but she pulled back. Wait, she whispered. I vetted him. He's clean, former cop, specializes in tech crimes. And he's not in any of Dad's files. My daughter becoming an investigator while I was hiding in cheap motels. The pride hurt almost as much as the fear. I opened the door. Alex was older than I expected, with tired eyes and a detective's watchful stance. He took in the room, Emily, me, then held up his phone. They're moving faster than we thought, he said. Your husband just filed for emergency custody, claims you're having a psychotic break, that you've been stalking him and Olivia for months. They've got evidence, therapist reports, prescriptions, police statements. All fake, all perfect. How long? I asked. Before they find you. Days, maybe hours. They're burning your whole life down, Gabriella. Job, reputation, relationships, all of it. Emily's laptop chimed. She went pale reading the screen. Mom. She turned it toward me. They're in my school records now. Changing grades, attendance, everything. It's like they're erasing me too. Alex moved to the window. We need to go. Oh, now, I've got a safe house. No. The word came out harder than I intended. No more running, no more hiding. I took the USB drive from Emily. We've got proof, real proof. They'll just alter it, Alex said. Make it look fake. Not if we make it public first. Not if we show everyone how deep this goes. I looked at Emily. Can you crack their encryption? Get into the Shadowview network. She straightened, suddenly looking older than 16. With help. I know some people, hackers who hate this kind of corporate surveillance. But Mom, if we do this, I know, no going back. Alex checked his phone again. Whatever you're planning, make it fast. Your husband just called an emergency press conference for tomorrow morning. Emily's fingers flew across her keyboard. He's going to use it to destroy you completely, make you look like a dangerous stalker who needs to be locked up. I thought of Michael's words in the cafe. Digital reality is whatever we say it is. But he'd forgotten something crucial. Reality itself still existed underneath all their manipulations, and I was done letting them control the narrative. Then we'll crash his press conference, I said. Show everyone exactly who's really dangerous. I turned to Alex. How good are you at creating a scene? He smiled for the first time. Former cop, remember? I'm excellent at scenes. Emily looked up from her laptop, her expression a mirror of my own determination. I've made contact. My hacker friends are ready. We can shut down their whole network. Good, I said, feeling the weight of the USB drive in my hand. Because tomorrow we're going to show the world what digital truth really looks like. The corporate headquarters loomed above us, all glass and steel reaching into the morning sky. Emily's hacker friends had come through. We had access to the building's security network, but only for 20 minutes. Just enough time to infiltrate Michael's press conference and expose everything. Mom! Emily grabbed my arm as we crossed the lobby. There's something else on the drive. Something about Megan's sister. Alex tensed beside us. Now's not the time. It's encrypted differently, Emily continued, her voice shaking. but I recognize the file structure. It's the same as the blackmail folders they keep on their targets. The elevator doors closed behind us. Level 42, where Michael would be presenting his carefully crafted lies to the media. They're not just watching people, Emily whispered. They're collecting leverage on everyone. The implications hit me like a physical blow. How many lives had they already destroyed? How many more would they ruin if we failed? Alex checked his watch. 15 minutes until the conference. Security's rotating shifts now. The elevator stopped at level 30. A woman in a sharp suit entered. Her perfume familiar. My heart stopped. "Olivia," I said. She smiled, but her eyes were cold. "I wondered when you'd show up. Michael's been looking forward to it." "I bet he has." I shifted, putting myself between her and Emily, planning to destroy my reputation in front of the whole city. "Oh, that's already done." She held up her phone. "Right now, every major news outlet is receiving evidence of your history of mental instability, your stalking, your violent tendencies. All fake. Does it matter? Digital truth, remember?" She glanced at Emily. "Though I am surprised you'd drag your daughter into this, especially given what's on that drive she stole." Emily stiffened. "What are you talking about? Ask your mother about the real reason she became a teacher, about what happened at her last school." Olivia's smile widened, or should I say, what she made happen. The elevator stopped again. Level 40. "You're lying," I said, but doubt crept in. How deep did their manipulation go? How far back could they change the past? "Are we?" Olivia stepped closer. "Check the drive. Section 7, file marked Preston Academy. But hurry, you've only got about 10 minutes before security finds your little hacker friends." The doors opened. Olivia stepped out, then turned back. "Oh, and Gabriella? Michael wanted me to tell you. Emily's acceptance letter to MIT. We wrote that too. Every achievement, every success. We gave her those. Makes you wonder what's real, doesn't it?" The doors closed on Emily's shocked face. "She's lying," Alex said quickly. "They're trying to get in your head." But Emily was already pulling out her laptop, fingers flying across the keys. "Mom, there's a file. It's opening." "We don't have time," I said, but my voice sounded hollow. "The press conference." Got it." Emily's face went pale. "Mom, what did you do?" The elevator stopped at level 42. Through the glass walls, I could see the media setting up. Michael at the podium doing sound checks. Everything we'd planned, all our evidence, waiting to be revealed. But Emily's eyes held something worse than Olivia's accusations. Doubt. "We can't trust anything they show us," I said, reaching for her laptop. "They manipulate everything, remember?" She pulled away. "This isn't manipulated. These are original files from before Shadowview existed, about why you really left teaching in Boston." The conference room doors were right there. All our planning, our chance to expose everything, slipping away with each second. "Emily, please." I held out my hand. "Trust me." She looked at the laptop, then at me. "Did you?" Alex checked his watch. 2 minutes. Through the glass, I saw Michael spot us. His smile was my own reflection, twisted and wrong. He knew. He'd always known we'd come, and he'd prepared the perfect trap, not with security or police, but with truth. The one weapon I thought I had against him. "Mom," Emily's voice cracked, "what really happened at Preston Academy?" The conference room doors opened. Cameras turned toward us, and I had to choose, expose Michael's lies or face my own. The truth about Preston Academy spilled across every screen in the conference room. Not Michael's manipulated version, but the real story, my story. Security footage showed me confronting the school principal about covering up student abuse, threatening to expose everything. Then the mysterious fire in the administrative office, destroying evidence that could have saved those kids. "Mom," Emily's voice cracked as she stared at the footage. "You did this?" Michael's smile grew wider at the podium. "Ladies and gentlemen of the press, this is exactly what I've been trying to protect our daughter from. A mother who burns down schools when she doesn't get her way." "They were hurting children," I said, but my voice sounded hollow even to me. The principal, he was destroying evidence. So you destroyed everything? Emily stepped away from me. Like you're trying to destroy Dad? Alex moved between us and the cameras. We need to go, now. But Michael wasn't finished. What my wife fails to mention is that her actions didn't save anyone. The abuse continued. The only thing that burned was the truth. He turned to Emily. Just like she's burning your future now. Olivia appeared beside him, holding up her phone. Speaking of futures, perhaps we should show everyone what else is on that drive. The real reason behind Emily's perfect grades, her MIT acceptance. Emily's face went pale. What is she talking about? Don't listen to them, I pleaded. They manipulate everything. Except we didn't manipulate this. Michael pressed a button, and new footage appeared. Me, in the school's computer lab late at night, changing Emily's grades, fabricating recommendation letters, building a false future for my daughter. No. Emily's hand shook as she opened her laptop. That's not... I earned those grades. I did the work. Did you? Olivia's voice was silk over steel. Check your own files, Emily. The ones you encrypted yourself. Compare them to what the school has on record. I watched my daughter's world crumble as she saw the truth. Every achievement she'd been proud of, tainted by my desperate need to protect her, to ensure she had opportunities I never had. Why? She wouldn't look at me. Why would you do this? Because she doesn't trust anyone else to take care of you, Michael said softly. Not even you. Security guards appeared at every exit. Alex tensed, reaching for something under his jacket. Don't, I whispered. It's over. Is it? Michael's voice carried across the silent room. Or is this where you burn everything down? Again, Gabriella. Try to destroy the evidence of what you've done. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted questions. But all I could see was Emily's face as she backed away from me, toward Michael and Olivia. Emily, please. I took a step forward. Everything I did was to protect me. Her laugh was bitter, familiar. My laugh. By lying, by making me believe I was something I'm not. You are exactly who you think you are, I said desperately. Your mind, your talent, is real, Michael finished, which is why we're offering Emily a choice. Stay with your mother, who manipulates your life from the shadows, or come with us. Learn to use your actual abilities at our tech division. No more lies, no more false achievements. Emily looked at her laptop, then at me. I saw the decision in her eyes before she spoke. I'm sorry, Mom. She closed the laptop, but I need to know what's real. She walked across the room, each step widening the gulf between us. Olivia put an arm around her shoulders, victorious. Take her. Michael nodded to the security guards. My wife needs help, not an audience. As they approached, I realized the truth. I'd come to expose Michael's lies, but my own had destroyed everything. Preston Academy, Emily's future, our family, all burned by my need to control, to protect, to force reality into the shape I thought it should be. Wait, Emily said suddenly, turning back. I want to know one thing. That night, when the school burned, did you really think you were helping? I met her eyes across the room, saw the desperate need to understand, to find something real in all the lies. I thought I could fix everything, I whispered. I'm still trying to fix everything. She nodded once, then let Olivia lead her away. The last thing I saw before security reached me was Michael's smile, not triumphant now, but almost sad. Some things, he said softly, can't be fixed, Gabriella. Only controlled. The holding cell was cold, but the laptop Alex smuggled in burned hot against my legs. 3 hours since they'd arrested me. 2 since Emily had texted, something's wrong, meet at Riverside Park, midnight. I knew it was a trap. But when your daughter calls, you answer. The laptop pinged. Emily's hacker friends had come through. Security footage from Michael's company played across the screen, showing what really happened at that press conference. Olivia forcing Emily into a car. Michael's smile slipping when the cameras turned away. And something else. Fragments of code revealing Shadowview's true purpose. It wasn't just surveillance. It was reconstruction. Total digital control of reality itself. Alex appeared at my cell door. Ready? The lock clicked open. No alarms, no guards. Emily's friends were good. They're waiting at the park. He said to but Gabriella, Emily's last message came from inside their main server room. My heart stopped. She's trying to shut it down. Riverside Park was shadow and silence when we arrived. Olivia stood by the water, Emily's laptop open in her hands. No Michael, no Emily. Quite the daughter you've raised, Olivia said without turning. Broke through our best encryption in hours. Found things even we'd forgotten were there. Where is she? Learning. Olivia finally faced me. About power, control, the things her father and I built Shadowview to perfect. She smiled. The things you tried to teach her, in your own clumsy way. By manipulating people's lives. By directing them, like you directed those grade changes, those college recommendations. Her smile widened. That fire at Preston Academy. I was trying to protect you. Everyone says that. She closed the laptop. Michael said it when we started this project. Control to protect, manipulation to save. But you know what we really discovered? She stepped closer. People want to be controlled, need it, even Emily. A twig snapped behind me. Michael emerged from the shadows, leading Emily. Her hands flew across a tablet, eyes fever bright. Show her, Michael said softly. Emily turned the tablet toward me. Lines of code scrolled past, but I recognized the pattern, the same code I'd used to change her grades. You taught me well, Mom. Emily's voice was strange, distant. About control, about making reality what we want it to be. Emily, whatever they're promising you, they're not promising anything. She looked up and I saw something terrible in her eyes, understanding. They're showing me what I already am, what you made me. What we all are, Olivia added, architects of truth. And now, thanks to Emily's improvements to Shadowview, we can rewrite everything, not just records or surveillance, but memory itself. Digital consciousness, perfectly controlled. Alex tensed beside me, reaching for his gun. But Emily was faster. The tablet flashed, and Alex froze, eyes going blank. Neural interface, Michael explained proudly. Emily's innovation. Direct digital control of human consciousness. I watched my daughter smile, my smile, twisted into something unrecognizable. Want to see how it works, Mom? How reality bends when you have real control. The air itself seemed to ripple. Trees shifted, shadows danced. I felt something pressing against my mind, trying to rewrite my thoughts. But in that moment, I saw something else. A flash of fear in Emily's eyes. A tremor in her hands. You're right, I said quietly. I taught you about control, but I never taught you about choice. I pulled out the laptop, opened the files we'd found. Look at what they're really doing, Emily. Not protecting, not directing, erasing. Every choice, every free thought, gone. Her tablet wavered. They're helping people. Like I helped you? By taking away your real achievements. I stepped forward. I was wrong, Emily. About Preston Academy. About your grades. About everything. Control isn't protection. It's prison. The park flickered again, reality bending. But this time, I saw Emily's fingers moving differently on the tablet. Not controlling, destroying. Dad? Her voice shook. What's really in the Shadowview core code? Michael lunged for the tablet, but it was too late. Emily had seen the truth, and she was her mother's daughter after all. The night exploded in cascading waves of broken code, as every digital lie we'd all built came crashing down around us. The police lights painted Riverside Park in alternating red and blue as they led Michael and Olivia away. Emily sat on a bench, her tablet dark and silent, staring at the fractured remains of Shadowview's servers scattered across her screen. All those people they controlled, she whispered as I sat beside her. Their memories, their lives. What happens to them now? They get their choices back. I watched Alex talking to the FBI cybercrime unit, explaining how deep the manipulation went, even the painful ones. Like knowing your mother changed your grades? Her voice cracked. Or that your father wanted to rewrite your mind? I started to reach for her, then stopped myself. Emily. I saw it all, Mom. In the code. She finally looked at me. What they were planning, total digital consciousness control. And I almost helped them perfect it. But you didn't. Because you showed me the truth. She laughed bitterly. Ironic, right? The liar teaching honesty. Across the park, Olivia was arguing with the officers. I caught fragments. My sister, they'll kill her if... You don't understand. Emily followed my gaze. She wasn't lying about that part. I found the files. They're holding her sister hostage somewhere, using Shadowview to track her every move. Then we'll find her. I pulled out the laptop. The right way this time. No manipulation, no control. Just truth? Emily's fingers hovered over her tablet. Even when it hurts? Especially then. She nodded slowly, then began to type. I saved something. Before destroying the servers. Every real record, every unaltered file. Including yours, from Preston Academy. My hand stilled on the keyboard. Emily, you didn't start the fire. Her voice was quiet. The principal did. When he realized you'd copied the evidence, I found the original security footage. She looked up. You tried to save those kids, and he burned everything to stop you. Then made you believe it was your fault. The truth I'd carried for years cracked open, letting in light. But you still changed my grades, she continued. Still tried to control my future. Yes. Why? Because I thought I could protect you from pain by controlling the outcome. I watched Michael being placed in a police car. Like father, like mother. Emily's tablet chimed. A message from her hacker friends. Hidden server located. Olivia's sister found. Mom? Emily's voice had changed, grown somehow. I need to tell you something. About MIT. She took a deep breath. I knew about the grade changes. I found them months ago before any of this started, and I changed them back, applied with my real grades. What? She pulled up an email on her tablet. I got in yesterday, for real this time. Pride and shame warred in my chest. Emily, I'm so... I know. She stood, offering me her hand. Come on, we have a sister to save, and I think maybe we both need to learn how to help people without trying to control them. As we walked toward Alex and the FBI agents, my phone buzzed one last time. A final Shadowview notification. System purge complete. Digital consciousness protocols terminated. Human choice protocols restored. They'll try again, Emily said, reading over my shoulder. Maybe not Dad and Olivia, but someone will try to control reality like this. Probably. I squeezed her hand. But they'll have to get through us first. She smiled, not my smile anymore, but entirely her own. Think we can handle it, without burning anything down or rewriting any code? I looked at my daughter, seeing her clearly for the first time. I think we'll choose to try. My phone chimed again. An unknown number, but the message was clear. This isn't over. Some truths can't be deleted. Emily read it and nodded. Good, she said firmly. They shouldn't be. Together, we walked into the dawn, leaving digital shadows behind, choosing instead the harder path of unfiltered light, unfiltered light, unfiltered light, unfiltered light, unfiltered light.